Once upon a time, one of the greatest newspaper in Norway called Nesna Lobbens the ugliest footwear in the world.
The ugliest shoes ever.
Well, they're probably right.
I can't understand that. I think they're really beautiful.
If you saw a woman walking down the street with Nesna Lobbens, you knew that she was cool.
You're kind of strange wearing Nesna Lobbens in some people's eyes.
You could go to her and tell her, I know where those shoes are from.
Norwegian on our way to Buda. There he is. I'm going to introduce you to the team. We've got Olaf driving. We've got Chris behind the camera. We've got Dana with her Nesna Lobbens in tow. And then you've got me, Ben, just trying not to get car sick.
Let's talk about what we're actually doing. You go first, Ben. Tell them what we're doing.
Well, we are on our way to Nesna, to the former factory of the Nesna Lobbens.
And the reason we're investigating Nesna Lobbens is because back in 1945, my great-great-grandmother received a thank you package from her relatives in Norway for sending gifts during World War II, because the Germans bombed this area in World War II. So they sent back a gift of like the original prototype of Nesna Lobbens, which she kept until she died. And then her granddaughter kept them and gave them to me last summer when we were filming. We took them to the Vesterheim and had them evaluated. They decided to take them into their permanent collection.
We do not have any of the Nesna Lobbens at all in the collection. Every once in a while, something from the wish list turns up, and so we're very excited about that.
But first, we wanted to bring the Nesna Lobbens to Nesna and find out what happened to the Nesna Lobbens factory and maybe talk to some of the people that used to work there. So did you have Nesna Lobbens growing up?
Yeah. I think everybody had a pair of Nesna Lobbens as kids of the 80s.
Oh, what's this town called?
Fauske.
Tanska?
Fauske.
Felska?
Fauske.
Felska?
Fauske.
You see it, Ben. You see it.
Fjellska.
It's not fjell, it's fau.
Oh.
Fau.
What?
Fjell.
Fau. F-A-U-S-K.
Felska?
Yeah.
Felska?
Fjellska.
Oh.
That was
That was
great.
bad.
That was really
That was
good.
bad.
Fauske.
Fjellska. Fjellska.
Fauske.
Fjellska.
Felska?
There's no L, it's
Yeah, but why are you doing
Yeah.
it wrong?
Why am I doing it wrong? I hadn't heard anybody say it right.
Nesna kommune.
Welcome home to Nesna.
We made it.
Here's the church
There's the church.
where my great-great-grandparents met.
Here we are. Nesna. Going to the museum. Nice.
So you can just come inside here. Yeah.
Nesna Lobbens.
So I brought my Nesna Lobbens from the 1940s or
Wow.
50s.
Oh my god. And you have wore this?
No, it was from my great-great-grandmother who's from Nesna. Her husband, Johannes, was a boat builder. He was a fisherman up in Lofoten during the wintertime. He was from like a big fishing family from here. And she was a servant, and they fell in love, and their love wasn't accepted because in that time you couldn't marry someone of the servant class, so they decided to come to the US so that they could be married. She sent care packages in World War II to Nesna, to her family, and when the war was over they sent these back as a thank you. And she kept them until she died.
Yeah, Ann-Kristin Clausen. Yeah, I work as a historian, and I usually work with making exhibitions.
Tell me about making the Nesna Lobbens exhibit and what you learned in that process.
Yeah, we made it in 2015. We started collecting a lot of shoes because it was 60 years since they started the production. They produced about 1.6 million pairs of shoes. So it was a big part of the community, and also for the area, the region, Helgeland, because the people who made these shoes, part of it was made at their homes, and they lived all over the place. It was a lot of people involved.
Ja, nå vet vi altså hva det vil si å være isolert. Men når vinteren er på sitt aller verste, er det i hvert fall hyggelig å vite at her i landet lages det skikkelig vinterfottøy. Både husmødre, pensjonister og andre i distriktene omkring Nesna på Helgeland i Nordland fylke er med på å lage denne lobben.
Og det er produksjonsmåten som er litt spesiell. I fabrikken på Nesna skjæres ullfilten og de andre delene til. Så pakkes delene og sendes ut til de om lag 170 som stikker og monterer Nesna Lobben hjemme.
So when I told people that I work in Nesna Lobbens, I said, wow, Nesna Lobbens, yeah. I had a good job for 10 years.
Og jeg jobbet der i 1 år fra 72 til 73.
I've been working on the Nesna Lobbens for 10 months, in 1971 to 1972.
At the factory, we were only 4 people working.
Payment wasn't so good.
Det var en fin arbeidsplass.
My first earliest memory is my mother. She was sitting in the kitchen and making the shoe. So she was working from home, and it was a good earning. My job in the factory was making the sole on the shoe.
I saw this pattern.
Jeg husker vi hadde 3 sorte pensler. Først den smale som vi la rundt sånn. Og det her var jo veldig mjukt. Og så har vi en bred pensel som vi bare klappet sånn her, så vi fikk den her mønstret her.
And made this and put them on a hook and into the baking oven.
And then you pack them, and then you go to the storage and put them in boxes and ship them. So all of that I did.
Let's see here. This one, with this pattern, I think this guy made this shoe.
Oh, you can tell by the pattern.
Yeah.
All of it was handcraft.
You can see the different. You have a different in the start. On this. This have maybe me who have done this. Maybe me. Later on, my job, later in life. So I was a photographer, so I made a lot of these pictures.
Oh, that's amazing. So you took these photos?
These photos, yeah, these are me. That one. Yeah, his name is Jens.
Okay.
And he has been working on the factory for many, many years. And he's 99 and a half years old. He said that you are very welcome to visit them at home. Så, her kommer who are producer.
So this is these are what they left me.
Ja, de tar de gamle typen, vet du. Det var sånn ullkjole på de.
Ja, det var ullkjole
på de første
gang, ja. Ja, det var det,
This
ja.
is their picture.
Ja.
And difficult to say where in
This is in Minnesota.
Ah,
Yeah.
Å ja, i Minnesota, ja.
Ja.
Ja, ja. Ja, kanskje, ja.
hvor mange år jobber du på fabrikken?
Jeg var i 12 år.
Nei, jeg sluttet før.
Jeg sluttet før.
Ja, det tror jeg gjorde.
Hun lurer på om dere tror at Nesna Lobben har hatt betydning for Nesna. Om det har vært
Ja, det var styr. Ja da.
Yes.
Folk vi ble jo mer kjent på hverandre. Folk rodde over Rana, vet du, for en labbe her.
And also, Nesna Lobben is the only footwear that Santa Claus ever can wear. My name is Runa Meidel. I've been here since 21, working with history with kids. But you can see the Santa Claus. In Norway, every Norwegian Santa Claus wears Nesna Lobben.
Has a man ever hit on you because you were wearing Nesna Lobbens?
No, I don't think that. Well, I'm not sure though, but no, I don't think so. Yeah, you feeling sexy? Yeah.
Okay, what would you rather have? A pair of Nesna Lobbens to wear at a party or a pair of Gucci's?
Oh, absolutely Nesna Lobben. Oh, they can stand anything.
Do you think Nesna Lobbens is the mascot of Nesna?
Yeah, absolutely. And also we have Pride, and Pride Nesna has Nesna Lobben as its logo. So yeah, it's Lobben is everywhere. Yeah, this I painted, so we can't wear them outside because the paint has ruined the wool. But we use them as a mascot for Nesna Pride. So.
How are you feeling, Dana? Do you feel like you are at home?
I do feel like I'm at home. I know that my great-great-grandparents never made it back to Nesna, so I feel like I'm lucky to get to see it.
Just getting all the gear set up for our shoot at the brewery.
Here we are at the Nesna Lobbens factory, what once was.
And now is a brewery.
My name is Christian. I own, run and operate this brewery called Raus Bryggeri. We started our brewery 6 years ago and we quickly grew out of the building we were in. And we were next to this building. I knew that it was available. It was quite big for us, but we knew the location was perfect. This is next to the ferry, the coastal route with 100,000 tourists a year goes past. So we knew it was available. We asked if we could rent and move in. I didn't explain to you, what does raus mean? In German it means get out, raus. In Norwegian it means to be generous. The Norse language, Viking language, which meant to be brave. So it's a really nice word. For us it means to be generous. So yeah, so when we moved in there was lots of stuff from the old factory as well. So we just made it our own small beer factory. So it's a really nice place to be with lots of history. Nice. I will drink this now. Yeah, I remember I have small glimpses. I get small glimpses when I walk around here. My neighbors worked here and we knew all the people who worked here. So in this room they had a huge machine that made the molds for the soles for the shoes.
For omtrent et år siden fikk fabrikken ny sålemaskin som gjør arbeidet enklere og krever færre folk i arbeid.
I think it closed in early 2000.
They started to have trouble finding people to do that job. The young people wouldn't do that. They wouldn't sit at home knitting, so they got better jobs.
They sent all their gear and their machines to Estonia.
It was of course cheaper. So I think that's why it ended.
I don't know the English term, but it was modern to get production done overseas, like abroad, because it was cheaper labor.
I am the CEO and the owner in Protex, a company in Estonia that bought the production equipment, machines, and the production rights to Nesna Lobbens trademark.
So no factory in Norway. It costs too much.
So I'm sad that it's in Estonia now. I'm happy that it's still imported, but I would like for it to be in Nesna still.
Estonia? No, it's wrong, because it's Nesna Lobbens. So if it was possible to bring it back, it would be a good thing for Nesna, I think.
It can't be done today, unfortunately. It would be nice, but I don't think it's realistic.
We were here many years ago, and I came to visit the church and it was locked. And in the documentary we made at that time, you can see me going up to the church and trying to pull on the door, and I can't get in. So now we're gonna.
You're starting
now
again.
we're gonna.
There's a database of the church records. I think it goes back to the 1800s or maybe before. I think I have 11 generations there. So I might be related to you.
Hey. Hello. Hello. Good to see you again.
Good
hi,
to
hi.
see you too. Hi. Welcome to the church.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I brought my family book, and because my great-great-grandfather is actually buried in Olivia in
Oh, wow.
Minnesota. It's the guy that made the book. He's my double fourth cousin and fifth cousin. New settlers in Minnesota, 1898, for Norwegian immigrants to the town Olivia.
Oh, wow. I've seen this picture before at the museum at Kandiyohi County Museum.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wrote a letter to my great-grandmother. For like 3 or 4 generations, most of the children went to America. If there were 10 children, 10 siblings, 2 would stay in Norway and the rest go to America. So all my grandmother and my great-grandmother, they all had lots of uncles and aunts in America.
One thing I think is interesting about this church is that it has a boat hanging from the ceiling, and my great-great-grandfather was a boat builder, and it kind of brings it full circle for me to have the Nesna Lobbens and the boat in the church where they met. So, do you think I should keep these or donate them to the Norwegian American Museum?
I'm not sure. It's always like if you work in the museum, you should always say, oh, the museum would love to have them. But then if people take good care of them and they are kind of a part of their story and their identity, I think it's important people keep having their things.
I would definitely keep them. Yeah, definitely, because this is family history that I want my kids to know about, and my grandkids, and yeah. So I definitely think you should keep them for yourself, yeah.
Keep them. It's good craftsmanship, very good craftsmanship. See how well made it is. It lasts for a long time. You can still use them, but I won't do that. Hva dere tror?
Nei, det kan jo være kjekt å ha. De går jo brukbare, de der.
Yeah, they're good to have on the feet in the evening.
De var jo fine, de der. De er jo til og med pynt på de.
Ja, fin og fin.
Ja, men de er jo slik.
Men det er jo veldig artig å ha. Det er jo et minne, en souvenir eller...
Ja, det vil jo være på et museum også.
Ja. Det er sceneri her.
Kanskje mus?
Nei, papir. Papir.
Ja.
And I'm also impressed you brought them here to Norway and to Nesna. That's the first time I've experienced that.
For a person from Nesna, it's yeah. I mean, I'm just getting the chills from thinking about it.
They've made their way back home.
That was really fun. And I can obviously tell that you really care about them, these shoes, and that you love them. So they really, yeah, they mean something to you.
Today we are going out to one of the 3 islands in the Nesna commune. We are now leaving Hugla, and now we are going out to the next island, Hannesøya, and then we go out to Tomma. This is the main road we are in now for the people on the islands.
Were there people that worked at the Nesna Lobbens factory that lived out on these islands?
Oh yes. But they were sitting home.
Okay.
And working, and then they delivering with boats back to the mainland.
Okay, so we're here in an old Viking assembly area where Vikings would have meetings with the kings and important people.
Sitting around, probably on stones and whatever they had around here. We are on Viking land in the moment. Yeah. It was a kind of a very early democracy because everybody could talk.
I declare Nesna Lobbens is the world's most attractive shoe.
Yes, here.
Good spot.
We're gonna go out on a field. Look at how beautiful it is. It's perfect picture.
So this was like probably one of the most special days. And I've got my great-great-grandmother's Nesna Lobbens. This was the perfect way to end the trip. And I've got my best friend Ben here.
Look how tan I am.
This is one of our storage areas at the museum where we take care of the objects and keep them until we're using them for exhibits or for researchers. So come here, I'll show you where your pieces are going to end up.
I've got some bad news.
Okay.
After traveling to Nesna, Norway, and sharing my Nesna Lobbens with the community there and seeing their reaction, it was just so powerful and special that I don't think I can part with them at this time. I think I have to keep them in my family for now and try to pass them on to my kid who could potentially take them back to Norway again on his own journey.
That'd be great.
The way that the shoe helped me connect with the people in the culture was amazing. It opened so many doors.
And that's really exciting. It's so exciting that even just a simple object can help connect people with family and place and time. So we understand that you'd like to keep it longer, and that's just fine.
Like, have you ever had people that have donation remorse?
I think so. They come to us planning to donate it, but when they learn more about it, I think they start to appreciate the piece more. And that's what we would really love to see, is people appreciating the pieces from their families themselves. So we don't feel bad that we don't get everything. We're pleased that they're staying in families too.
We're here at Nordland Lutheran Church in rural Painesville, Minnesota. My great-great-grandparents left Nesna, Norway back in the 1880s. They fell in love but weren't allowed to be together because they were of different classes in society. One of the things my great-great-grandmother said before she died is she was worried that nobody would visit her grave. So my family's made it a tradition to come here once a year and bring flowers and remember the people that brought us to the United States. Today, my family lives about 5 miles from here, so their choices kind of reverberated throughout time, and they really changed the course of their own history and my own history as well. So yeah, they came from Nesna with love to Minnesota.
This program is brought to you by Margaret A. Cargill Philanthropies.